I was promoting my artwork, which that's one of the ways I make a living, just to let everybody know I'm self-employed. And when you're self-employed, you got to do what you got to do. Kind of like this right here. I got to finish this picture. I started painting it approximately 2 months ago, and the weather's been so cold I can't finish it. So when you see that, you're going to really like it a lot. It's not done yet. I had a guy call me and offer to buy my 59 Cadillac rear end. Unfortunately, that's not for sale. I made 4 of those. Took me 2 weeks to make 4 of those things and then hand paint it. And I'm keeping that one. So, but before we get started, I do want to come in here. Hopefully we won't lose connection, just real quick. And I do want to promote my artwork. Here's some pictures right here that I have for sale. And all the money that I make on the sale of these is going to go into my Baja. I'm not a millionaire. I don't have money to spend on a car lavishly. And I'm just a working stiff like you. So these are some pictures that I got. Some of them are already framed. Some of them aren't. And I'm going to be framing them. I had to go get steel the other day. And the steel that I bought cost $250. I think the price of steel went up. I really, really do. So here's some new designs that I've made recently where I actually photoshopped the trucks into the picture where it looks like the truck is sitting in a field in front of the mountains. Anybody that's into Cadillacs, I got this beautiful picture here. Yeah, that's all Cadillacs right there. Awesome little action. We got a couple of these left. I got 3 of those left. Like to get rid of those. This is a beautiful picture. Me and Minnie were out razoring one day, and a thunderstorm was heading our way, and it was a very vicious thunderstorm, as you can see. So I snapped a couple shots, and this was one of them. So anyway, I got a bunch of artwork. I'd like to sell it. I need the support. This is how I make a living, guys. Help me out if you can. If you're interested in any of these pictures, call my friend Pete, 972-420-1293. I got more on the way coming. I'm trying to stockpile up so I can go to some art shows this year and maybe take a break from the shop. So anyway, I thought I'd go ahead and throw that at you. And yeah, here's a couple more. But I thought I'd go ahead and throw that at you while we were here talking. And let's go ahead and really get down to business. This is what we got here. We got our 67 Camaro. And I know the owner is anxious and he's probably pissed off at me, which I understand, but we won't go into that story of why the situation is like it is. I don't want to have to justify the conversation if he is upset or bring up old news. But we are putting the Camaro together. Now, the owner has decided to make this standard Camaro into a rally sport Camaro. Make it into a rally sport Camaro. And we ordered all the stuff for the front end. And here's the lower valance. You can see over in the corner over here, the marker lights that go in there. And then, of course, the opening is set up for the brackets. So just to put these fenders on, I'm going to go ahead and let you know how time-consuming this shit is. Me and Minnie put these fenders on yesterday. And when you're doing this type of work, even though it's a mock-up, you got to mock it up perfect. You got to mock it up 4, 5, 6, 7 times to get it right. And to put these fenders on, all right, to put these fenders on yesterday, we worked on them for 3.5 hours just to bolt the back of the fenders on, to get them lined up with the doors, to make sure everything looks great. It took me this morning, I put this upper header panel on, And then I realized that I fucked up and I had to take it off and pop the fenders out and readjust those and do all that shit. So I've been working on this for approximately 2.5 hours already this morning, and it's starting to look like a car. After almost 2 years of the front clip being off the car, it's actually starting to look like one. I want to go ahead and give everybody a tech tip. This is DIY. And this is a bolt kit. This is a complete front end bolt kit that I purchased from Classic Chevrolet Parts or whatever the hell it was. And this is supposed to cover every single nut and bolt, washer, speed nut, blah, 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 for the whole complete car. So let me go ahead and show you what they give you. These are the speed nuts that they give you, which is your typical Blow Joe speed nut. Okay. Let me go ahead and grab that again. And then on the 67 Camaro, this is the speed nut that is used. Can you see the difference? See how flat that is? It's got a square nut on the back, okay? But this is the one that they give you when you pay all this money for a bolt kit. This is the money, this is the piece they give you, and you can see how it doesn't look right, it doesn't fit right, and I'm gonna show you where these things go, is right here. This is where they go, okay? And the reason that those are flat like that is because, let me go ahead and show you just real quick. Let me get this up here. Is because this sits flat against this, okay? Do you see that? So that sits flat against that. So if we use the other clips, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen, people? I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. You're gonna have a gap that fucking big. You're gonna have a gap. You got this spring-loaded thing down here that locks it into the hole, and then what's gonna happen is you're gonna be screwed, okay? Now, this bolt kit was like $100 or something like that. Yeah, these are for the bumper right here. But you kind of get the idea. The bolt kit sucks, okay? Yes, it does come with all these, and these are all factory looking, and they look great. But when it comes to this shit right here, I think we got screwed. I think we got screwed in the ass, and it's a total joke, okay? Who the fuck out there is going to agree with me when you're spending hundreds and thousands of dollars to fix your fucking car up, and they send you this kind of shit that you can't even use, okay? Bullshit. So, the only other alternative, if you can't find these, and I've looked online, I cannot find them anywhere possible. I'm going to keep researching to see if I can find them. I think they're out there. I don't know. But if you get stuck in a pickle up your asshole, and this is what happens to you right here, okay? This is the next alternative. Most people would take a nut and a bolt. Okay? Now let me go get my camera stand over here because I'm getting a little testy and my ears are starting to turn red. So I'm going to go ahead and get this. Okay, so here we go right here. So what we got, okay, so this is our factory one right here. Do you see that? That's what we're supposed to be using. This one is missing two. No, this one's missing one. And then another problem that we have is when these things break out. Let me come around here. Okay, so here's a nut that's actually spot welded onto this piece. Okay? So this is the way that I fix them if I can't find the right proper clips. And of course, the square nut that busted out. Now, most people would rely on doing this right here and saying, oh, well, nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to see it, so we'll just do that. That's what we'll do. And then we'll take a couple washers and, you know, the owner ain't going to see it. Fuck him. Who gives a shit? You know, just do what you got to do to get the fucking thing together and out of the shop. We don't really give a rat fuck. Hide it, okay? This is what I do. Do you see this? This is a square nut. Guess where you got it? At the fucking hardware store for like, well, nowadays they're like 89 cents, but they used to be 3 or 4 cents. All right? And then what you would do is you would take this and then you'd stick this on here like that, and then you would screw this down and you stack your washers up to hold it down. And then once that's in there like that, see what I'm saying? Once that's in there, let's go ahead and I'll give you a little lesson here for all you dumbasses and lazy son of a bitches out there that are too fucking lazy to do the job right. So then you would come around here, lazy ass piece of shit that you are, and then you would weld that on there. Okay? And look what we got. Is it factory OEM original? No, but it's as close as we're going to get it today. Now, there's another alternative that works just as good, and that's this threaded sleeve right here. Okay? And when I take these, what I use these for is when I'm restoring a Volkswagen Bug, and I'm taking the rotted fender bolts off of the Bug and the inserts break. These are what I use to put back in there. But you can also take this and put that in there like that. Do you see that? And then spot weld it from the back side. So this is what I'm trying to show you. This is all leading up to something, so pay the fuck attention, all right? And then if you can't find these clips, and we actually got 3 of them on this one that are busted, you would either find these clips and get them, which I think we'll be able to, or you would take the square nut action and repeat your process right there. See? And then it's done right. Do you see what I'm saying? Okay? So there's a lot of shit going on in the world today, and this is one of them, okay? This is one of them right here. Let me go ahead and show you that again. This is one of them, all right? This is 2 categories we're looking at. Lazy, we're looking at 4 or 5 categories. Lazy, cheap, inexpensive, rip you off, stick it in your ass. You're a scumbag, I want your money, and you're not going to get what you pay for, and that's that. Take it or leave it, fuck you. Okay? That's the categories that this thing falls into when we're talking about these, okay? This is used on late model cars. This is used on other type of situations besides this stuff. So when you pay all that money, what are you going to do? Are you going to return everything and say, I don't want it, I want the right clips? They're going to tell you to take a hike. If anybody out there is restoring a car and they need body shims, go over to your local Harbor Freight. You can buy this whole set for like $4. Do you see what's going on here? Look at that. Body shims. Harbor Freight is an awesome place to find this type of stuff, multi-pack stuff. Stock up on it and get it while you can, because the prices are not going down, people. Prices are not going down. So for anybody that wasn't watching the other night, we finally got the Baja in primer. We're just going to look at it real quick. This isn't about my Baja. I think everybody's heard enough about it. But there it is. And I'm going to be honest with you. From all of the theatrical disappointments that we've had on that, I'm going to have to put a hold on it. I can't paint it right now. My funds have run out, and it's over. So this is what this was. This is what this was. I'm going to go ahead and say it. This was a Christmas present to me to do this over the holidays. I was going to do that car over the holidays and have it done so I can get back to work. Well, that didn't work out. It didn't work out like most of the shit happens. And, shit happens. So we're going to have to put a hold on that. And maybe somebody out there will buy a couple of my pictures and boost up the situation so we can actually do something. What you're looking at here, I got a collision job coming in Tuesday. Today I'm going to go ahead and cut all these in, and I will be making a detailed video set on that collision job, so make sure you watch it. It's a very interesting story on this car, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So that's the Baja story. We are working on the Camaro. I'll be working on this all day today, and we do have the interior in it. The interior looks beautiful. It's a little bit dusty. It's not ruined. And yes, I do roll the fucking windows up while I'm working on the car and cover everything when I'm welding. So don't leave some stupid comment like you know more about it than me. Fuck off. So we're getting the Camaro done. And we do got a new job. The owner has okayed the situation. And he's going to come over. And we might get a gander with him and a video going on this car. This is actually a 2-owner car. The guy bought it for his daughter from the original owner. The guy painted it for his daughter, and then she drove it to high school for many years, and then it was parked. So the car's been parked for probably 20 years, and it's time to freshen it up and restore it. And we are going to do a 2-tone street rod paint job on this. I suggested that we go back with all the factory OEM colors and everything else and put a Y2K drivetrain in it. They decided they didn't want to do that. I told them the reason you should do that is because the car's worth a lot of money. It's a 62 Nova, and it's very rare. But they want to go with the street rod look. It's their car, and the car will never be sold. It'll always stay in their family, so that's what's going to happen. Now, I'm going to go ahead and tell you the rest of the story. Let me turn this around. I don't know if anybody knows this, but now I don't know if this is going to happen or not, but so far it looks like it is. There was a vehicle in 1966. It was a 4-door Riviera, which means that there was no post in the middle, and it was a 1966 Chevelle. All right, they only made a handful of these cars, and they're kind of rare. I don't know if anybody really wants one because it's a 4-door, but I might be coming in possession of one of these that is a 1-owner car, rust-free. I would not say that it's mint condition, but if I do, that would be awesome. And then we'll go ahead and fix that up. And if I do get that, I might as well go ahead and say it. Let me get my camera back in here. That's not the right way. Okay, hold on one second, guys. That's all I need is my $1,500 fucking iPhone to fall on the ground. Speaking of iPhone, I'm going to go ahead and be honest. Their microphones suck. Okay, if I don't have a microphone hooked up to this fucking thing, the phone sucks. Okay, Apple, for the price that you pay for an Apple iPhone, you need to up the fucking deal and give us some real shit instead of this crappy ass fucking bullshit where I got to hook a microphone up to it. Is my microphone working? That's what I want to know. So anyway, crappy ass fucking. Okay, it's working now. Okay, so I want everybody to look behind me. I was talking about the Chevelle. We'll get on to that later. I don't really know if that's going to happen or not, but if it does, that would be cool. If it doesn't, oh well, shit happens. We got Dr. Dab with us, West Virginia, re-porting. Bad 66 says they made in Canadian Chevelle, it's a Beaumont, okay? I'm going to check that out, 66 Chevelle. Now, how many of those did they make? That's what I want to know. What's the action on that? Sounds like you might know some history on that thing. Is Pete a Trump man? Okay, I'm going to tell you my opinion on what man I am. I'm my fucking man. I'm going to go ahead and say this, okay? Biden man, Trump man, and all this. It's getting fucking old, people. It really is. That's all that we have heard in the last 8, 9, 10 fucking years is politics. Look what politics has done to our world. Look at it. I feel like I am living in a fucking Hollywood movie with all the destruction and all the hate and all this fucking I'm going poor and I'm homeless but I got a full-time job and all these fucking illegals coming into the country and taking over. They are taking over and our government will not do a fucking thing about it. The only person doing anything about it is Governor Abbott in the state of Texas. That's it. So, am I a Trump man? He's part of the fucking game, guys. He's part of the fucking game. The only man you should be is your own fucking man. We'll get on with that shit in a little while here. Okay, we got Grace Canyon that says, what's up, Pete? Pete, do you have any videos on pot metal repair? I actually did try to do pot metal repair. There was a kit that you could buy many years ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, pot metal repair is very hard. If you plan on doing any pot metal repair at your house of your own stuff because you can't find anybody, the best thing to do is get some super good epoxy glue like panel bond or something of the sort and figure out how to do it that way. Trying to fix pot metal repair yourself is pretty much a very big nightmare, and I would not suggest to do it. I tried it, and I didn't have any luck with it. The Beaumont was made from 64 to 69. Okay, I'm going to check that out. Doomsday Blue. Yeah, I guess we're still talking about the politics. How do they fix pits from chrome? Okay, what they do, when you take it to a chrome shop, they strip it all down, and then part of the filling process on that is made with copper, okay, on the pits in the pot metal. They take the copper and they fill the holes in, then they file it down and this, that, and the other, and then they'll do it again. If it's cracked, then, like I said, they got a special process that they go through to fix the cracks and all that. But normally, the chrome shop will fill the pot metal either with some lead and then go over it with copper and then chrome plate it and put copper plating and chrome plating and all that on it. So I suggest you find a chrome shop that can do that for you. I had some done over here. They were pot metal to shit on the Camaro. Let's go look at that. Now, these weren't pot metal, but they are close enough. These things were so pitted and so rotted, I had to get those chrome plated. I think they were $300 each. The owner was a little furious about that, by the way. I didn't appreciate him getting pissed off at me for that. He told me not to get anything else chrome plated on the car. If it needs chrome plated, he'll do it at home. Well, I'm sorry, I fucking want to do a nice job. The main reason I got that chrome plated, I'm going to tell you, is because the chrome was flaking off so bad and the shit was pitted so much that if you ran your finger across with your hand, you would slice it like fucking razor blades. So we won't get nothing else chromed on your fucking car, guy. And if the owner's watching, I'm sorry I got mad, but, you know, I'm just trying to do the best I can fucking do, okay? Think I want a car like this going out of my shop looking like it came out of Earl Shives? Fucking Mako? If you want your fucking car restored over here, we're doing it the right way. And if you don't like it, get the fucking thing out of my face. I got Bajas to work on, bitch. The only way forward to heal America from within is through muscle car restoration, and we must all do our part. Okay. I hate to disappoint everybody, but when the muscle car restoration era is over, it's done. There won't be any more car restorations. People like me will be, has anybody ever heard of wagons? Has anybody ever heard of a carriage shop that restores old wagons? Has anybody ever seen anybody restore an old wagon? Well, there you go. I'm going to be in that category of I'm not available and nobody wants me to do work for them anymore. It's going to be like taking your wagon. I got an old wagon. I want to take it to the carriage shop. Where's that at? Who the fuck knows? Who's at the garage says old school attitude. Yeah, that's right. I'm just an old piece of shit. My dad restored a wagon. It's in my house. Well, maybe you ought to make a video on that, Hoosier. That'd be nice to see that. You ought to make a walk-around video on that and tell everybody how your dad restored it and why he restored it. I mean, I'm just giving suggestions here on, something besides politics. Speaking of politics, look what we got here. Does anybody see something that's not there? Does anybody see anything on this thing that should be there and it's not there anymore? I'm going to leave it up there until I hear a fucking comment from someone. I don't see anybody leaving a comment about what's missing on this. Look at the can close. All right, Dr. Dab got it right off the bat. The lady, that's right. They took the cleaning lady off of the fucking can. The cleaning lady is not on the can anymore. Because we got to be politically correct. We don't want to upset the cleaning lady that she's on a can of glass cleaner. Why would we want to do that? Does anybody know who Aunt Jemima is? Aunt Jemima? The black lady on the syrup and pancake box and bottles? Look at all the millions of people that Aunt Jemima has fed and kept alive. And they took that beautiful woman off the fucking bottle and off the box. She's a fucking icon to pancakes and syrup. There's no more Aunt Jemima. Because the piece of shit government that you guys all want to talk about has taken it off, has made it blank. It's a blank fucking thing now. Because LBGTQ says, that's not a transvestite. That's not a faggot on there. That's a woman. And I'm not a woman. I'm a fucking fag. P.P. Le Pew. Has anybody ever heard of P.P. Le Pew? You got to be old school to know who P.P. Le Pew is. I mean, we're talking back in the fucking 60s here, the 70s. Okay? Aunt Jemima was a beautiful woman. I actually made, in my 7th grade plastics class, I took an Aunt Jemima bottle, because they used to make it a full-form woman. The bottle was shaped as Aunt Jemima. I actually made a mold out of that bottle. I poured plastic in it, made the mold, broke it, and had an Aunt Jemima statue that I made. I love Aunt Jemima. I'm not the fucking prejudiced one, bitch. Or should I say, BLM, Black Lives Matter, my fucking ass. You ain't black. And anybody that supports that shit can go fuck off. Land O'Lakes butter. Where's the Indian? I'm sorry, did I defend you when I just said the word Indian? What should I say? What should I say? It's disgusting. And there's your fucking government for you. Okay? A government that would rather hang 2 giant 25-foot, 30, 40, 50-foot LBGTQ flags on the White House and a 10-foot fucking American flag in the middle. There's your government. So, everybody misinterprets everything about everything. I'm going to go ahead and take one word out of content. It's called a redneck. What's the first thing you think when you hear the word redneck? First thing pops in my mind is Arkansas. Hillbilly, inbred, redneck. Okay? What redneck really is, okay? Because we don't want to be politically correct. All right? What redneck is a fucking guy that works his ass off. A motherfucker that would go out in the fields and sweat all day long. I actually know a real true redneck that lives in Bernalillo, New Mexico. His name's Paul. He's a true redneck. He goes out in the fields at 3 or 4 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning and stays out there all fucking day. Planting hay, cutting hay. His skin looks like leather. He's a Mexican, or I don't want to say Mexican, American, Spaniard, Mexican, and busts his ass 7 days a week. He's a fucking redneck. The next time you want to think about inbred, loser, piece of shit, that's exactly what it is. White fucking trash. Do you see how things get turned around and misinterpreted all because the fucking lady was a cleaning bitch? She cleaned in the fucking can. Maybe that little lady was there to show you what this was, just in case you didn't know how to read, you dumb fucker. Look at my collection of old cans. Okay, we got a Shasta California orange soda. This is called the Shasta California old soda. California orange soda, I'm sorry. Shasta. Does everybody remember that? I wonder how long it took them to take the fucking mountains and the word California off of that can. I wonder how long. Here's one right here. This is a very old can. This reminds me when I was a little kid. This is about, I'm going to show you how old that is. Okay? That's a can of Coors. I was born and raised in Colorado. I've been to the Coors factory many, many times when I was a teenager. I used to get free tours. I'd go there with my buddies. At the end of the tour, they'd give you 3-2 beer to drink. No, I didn't drink it. My buddies did. But we went on the tour when we were bored because it was free. Do they give you 3-2 beer now? I don't know. Probably not. But let me tell you about this little action. My dad, when he wanted to go to the movies, and I'm talking when I was like 4 years old, 5 years old, okay, real young, he would dress us up in our winter coats, which we wore big coats because I grew up in Colorado and had to walk to school, which nobody walks to school no more. Hell no. We don't want to walk to school. Mommy has to take us. We don't want to ride our bicycles to school. Mommy has to take us to school now and pick us up. So anyway, my dad would take us 3 little boys to the movies. You know why he took us to the movies? And he would take us to these hardcore biker movies. And he would take us to the Clint Eastwood spaghetti westerns, which were pretty hardcore for a 4 and 5 and 6-year-old kid. My brother Anthony, God rest his soul, he passed away at the age of 15. There's not a day that I go by that I don't think about him. He had nightmares for 3 weeks over the movie The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But the reason my dad brought us to the movies, not to watch the movie, to put this in our pockets and in our clothes to take on the beer into the movies. So he can have Coors beer to drink. That's what my dad took us to the movies for. That's what they did. Here's a can right here. This is a mobile can. You can't read it, but it is mobile oil. Okay. Speaking of oil, Exxon, they've cornered the market on fucking oil, just like all these other large corporations are doing. Exxon proudly and widely promoted that they've made more money this last couple of years than ever in the history of oil making products ever. Trillion, not billions anymore. We're into trillions and trillions of dollars. But I'm just the small guy. I'm the small guy that sits on the sidelines and abides. I'm not the guy that stands up for my fucking rights because I'm on a platform here that has rules and regulations and doesn't respect freedom of speech. So I got to keep my temper down. Don't say fuck all the time. Don't talk about politics. Don't talk about religion. Don't wag the tail of the doggy. And don't wag anything else. You might fucking get kicked off. That's the way the world is. That's the way the government is treating you and me. You better start abiding, because if not, you're going to be a piece of shit anyway, like you are. I heard that Taylor Swift is now promoting the Biden administration to be the president of the United States again. And Taylor Swift is a piece of shit anyway. Tickets to go see Taylor Swift could be up in the thousands. $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 to go see some fucking cunt on stage singing. You can get on YouTube for free and watch it for free on a big screen TV. Go get your popcorn. Go get your dope. Go get your beers. But you'd rather go see her in person and make her one of the richest bitches in the world. She's promoting Biden right now for being president again. And one of her acts, one of her little skits on stage, because she's got this big extravagant fucking operation going on. One of her skits is that she's the she-devil. She is the devil. She wears devil clothes, a devil mask. All the cronies that are in the little fucking skit with her are devil worshipers. Let me ask you a question, okay? And I'm going to bring up Eddie Van Halen. Let's see, who else can we bring up? Just random names. The Scorpions, Judas Priest, Neil Young, just all these rock stars and singers and everybody. What makes them gods of earth? What makes them the person that you have to praise and preach over to say, oh my God, I love them. Oh my God, I love him. I will die for him. Motley Crue, Cinderella, Tom Kiefer. What makes it so infatuous that saying, I want his autograph, I need his picture, oh my God, look what I got. I got a guitar pick from Eddie Van Halen. He's a human being that has blood. When you cut him, he bleeds. But people get infatuated with these fucking fairy tales. This is what I think about entertainment people. They literally come from another planet, okay? I've been around them, I know. These producers, these production companies, these fucking little crony piece of shit camera people and sound crews and all this, they're totally different people than you and me. They're disgusting, okay? They're people that you don't even want to be around because they're just from another fucking, it's so hard to explain, I don't have words for it. I did the reality TV show bullshit. I was around these people, the lies, the cheats, the scams, the way that they treat a person like me, low-life piece of shit, my friend Pete, that you are. What makes a rock star? Have you ever seen all the people that flounder and gather to go see Axl Rose sing? Have you heard him sing lately? Have you seen them in concert? And we're not talking just Axl Rose, we're talking Slash. They both look like they belong in a fucking old folks home. Their voices are ruined. Okay, Slash is still playing the guitar. Look at Keith Richards, Mick Jagger. What makes these motherfuckers the gods of the earth to praise them and give them your hard money. But then on the other hand, you come back bitching and complaining how fucking broke you are. And you're on the verge of being homeless. But you'd rather give your hard-earned money to Taylor Swift so you can go see her dress up like a devil. Okay, Jason Altum says, but yet you love Trump. So I hope you're not talking about me, okay? I hope that comment wasn't for me. Robert De Niro is a diehard Democrat. Well, yeah, we all know that. Robert De Niro threatened Donald Trump, said, I'm going to kick your ass. What an act that was. All right? I don't watch anybody that gets into, that is a, what can we say, a big face person in the world and starts promoting politics. I'm done with them. I'm done with them. They can fuck off. I'm not watching any more of their movies. I'm not listening to any more of their bullshit music. Fuck off. Coin slots and joysticks. That's a hell of a name. Let's see. What do we got here? A lot of those rock stars made millions. They think they are shit. They're shit, don't think. No shit. Don Ketley. Yeah. Okay. No, actually, you got it backwards. Most of these rock stars are trust fund babies that come from very, very filthy rich families and never needed to do work anyway, and it's just a fucking fun thing to do for them and have had money in all their life. That's what most of these rock stars and all these fucking make-believe people that you want to praise are. We'll go ahead and take David Lee Roth for one. David Lee Roth came from a very, very wealthy, filthy rich family. Okay? Came from a very filthy rich family. His dad was a doctor. Never had to work in his life. Doesn't know what work is. I guess getting on stage dressed up like a girl and wearing pants where your ass cheeks hang out and dancing around and calling your dick little Elvis. Yeah, that makes you that you're a hard worker. Yeah, you're a hard worker, David Lee Roth. Fuck you. Do I like Van Halen? Yeah, I like Van Halen. I like David Lee Roth in Van Halen. I don't like Sammy Hagar Van Halen. I like the David Lee Roth Van Halen. But that doesn't make him a god to me. He's still a trust fund baby piece of shit that has all the right answers, never paid taxes in his life. But I'm not going to sit here and praise him. I'm using him as an example. All right? So there's your fucking rock star action right there. And I'm not going to say every single rock star is in that category. Neil Young, for instance. Neil Young came from a wealthy family. Neil Young had everything all his life. How do I know this? Because his dad was the most famous sports commentator in Canada. They came from a wealthy family. He came to California. Mommy and daddy paid his way until he made it. It's a typical fucking I'm a rock star story off of VH1 or MTV shit is what it is. Okay, I play the guitar. Am I a rock star? No, I'm an improviser. I play with the fucking radio, bitch. Everybody's a fucking Eddie Van Halen nowadays. Did you know that? Have you seen YouTube and TikTok and all that? Not just guys, but now girls are like, they're all extreme, baddest fucking guitar players in the world. Every single one of them. They're all super fucking fast, up and down the neck like this, you know, doing their scales and all their bullshit, and then tapping it like this, and, you know, that. Every guitar player on YouTube and TikTok and all the Instagram and everything, they're all Steve Vai's now and Eddie Van Halen's, and to me, it's boring. It's stupid. I mean, because they're all doing the identical exact same thing. And then you go to the next one. He's doing the same thing. Then the next one's doing this. Okay? It's stupid. Get a fucking life, guitar player. Get a fucking job. How's that sound? Kathy Griffin did that Trump head thing, and now she's begging people to go to her stuff. I don't know who Kathy Griffin is, but that's nice to know. Us old dogs are a dying breed. Yeah, we are. Music died in the 90s. I would say probably the early 90s when rap music took over and every other word was fuck and every other word was kill a cop and every other word was I'm a gangsta and every other word was I sell fucking drugs and every other word was I'm going to prison and every other word was fuck. Did I already say that? Yeah, that's when music died. Okay? That's when music died. Yeah. You know, Kid Rock came out with an album, what's it called? Devil's Rhapsody or Dance with the Devil or something. It was a good album. Had a lot of good songs on it. But same shit. Fuck you, fuck off, I sell drugs, smoke weed, fuck bitches in the ass, blah, 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 blow bubbles up your ass while we're in the, where was he at when he said that? Oh, he was in the jacuzzi, that's right, blowing bubbles up her ass and, all this other shit. Yeah, that was, it was a great album, but the thing is, that's when music died, when that shit started happening, because that is what started brainwashing everybody in the world to where we're at today. So that comment about the 90s really makes sense because that's when the world ended. That's when it all started. That's when this, what we're living in now, started. So, yeah, where is Aunt Jemima? That's what I'm asking. Where is she? Slavko Proskic says 100%. Integra DIY says it's a funny situation. He's laughing his ass off. Well, I'm glad you think it's funny. I really am. Like I said, if I had 1 million people behind me, we'd be storming somewhere. The only motherfucker that's in politics right now that actually stood standing up for himself is Greg Abbott in Texas, okay? He's the only politician in the whole United States that is telling the federal government to fuck off. Hundreds of truckers went down there. They brought containers so they could stack them up on the wall to help keep the illegals out of our country. I don't know if I mentioned this on a video I did the other night, but I'm going to go ahead and mention it now. The great awesome administration that we got running our government passed rules and regulations when they opened the border up to just flood our borders. They also, what do they call it? Deregulated? No, not deregulated. They changed around all the rules and regulations. So when you become a U.S. citizen, you have 120 questions that you have to answer. But guess how many you have to get right? 6! You only have to get 6 questions right to be a U.S. citizen now. It's not 100. It's not 85%. It's not 90%. It's 6 whole questions. That's all you got to get right. And you're a 100% U.S. citizen. When I was in Dallas, Texas, I had to go renew my license. There were so many illegal immigrants in the fucking license place. I stood in line for 4 fucking hours waiting. These are illegal fucking immigrants getting driver's license, American driver's license. They had more rights in that motherfucking office than I did. And I was born and raised in America. So call me a redneck, bitch. I saw a little video skit. It was a black guy hollering and screaming. He was in Baltimore, Maryland, and I guess they're getting ready to spend, the state of Maryland's getting ready to spend like $70 million to build a immigrant encampment for all of the immigrants flooding into the United States so they can live for free. It's going to be an immigrant project house community. And only illegal immigrants can live there. This guy was hollering and screaming how he had a full-time job. He's been working at the same place for 15 years. And he's on the verge of being homeless because he can't afford to pay his fucking rent and his electric bill and his water bill and put food on the table. And he has sold his car and he takes a bus to work. And he's getting ready to buy a bicycle because he can't even afford a bus ticket. But they're letting all these motherfucking illegal people in and giving them money, cell phones, free places to stay. I'm sure everybody's already heard all this. I'm just repeating what other people say. It's 6 out of 10 out of a possible 100 to pull from. Okay, I think you're talking about the questions. I don't know. There's one of those areas north of me, 20 miles, Colony Ridge. Wow. Well, I'm glad I live where I live. I can tell you that. All right? I'm glad I fucking live where I live. I am glad I don't live in Dallas, Texas anymore. And that's the honest truth. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete. Will this video be monetized? Probably fucking not. Because I said fuck too many times. I talked about politics. But now I'm going to talk about religion. Because the only thing that you should be praising and you should be praying to and bowing down to is Jesus Christ. Not the rock star on stage that's taking your money and putting it in his bank account and telling you, we love you. It's the fans that make it. We love you so much. They don't even fucking know you, dumbass. They don't even give a shit about you. You're so stupid to sit there with your big lighters and, oh my God, he loves me. God is great. Radar 307. God is Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is great. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit are one. When you can figure that out, your life will change. You will not sit there and let the rock star play God. You will not sit there and pay $2,000 to go see some bitch dress up as a she-devil. You will not participate in LGBTQ. You will not think BLM matters because they don't. You will not support Antifa and all this other violent bullshit crap that's going on in the world. Over in Germany, they got all these gasoline protesters. I wish somebody would run over these motherfuckers. I wish they would. Yes, you're right, SNAF, fuck off you. Jesus is the Son of God. Jesus and God are one. So when you can figure that out, then you can leave a comment. Jesus and God have become one, okay? God created Jesus and is speaking through Jesus. Does that make sense? Jesus was created because God, everybody wanted to know, what does God look like? I want to see you. I want to see you. He asked Moses. Moses asked him and says, I don't believe in you. I want to see you. Where are you at? He said, go in that dark cave over there and stay in that cave and I will show you that I am real. Moses went in the cave. Now, this is the story that I got. Okay, so if I'm not telling it right, don't criticize me, okay? I'm making it short. He goes into the cave and he sits there. God comes in and talks to him. He doesn't see God, but when he walks out of the cave, all his hair is white. That's when all his hair turned white. So, we don't see God, but we see Jesus. We see God through Jesus Christ. If that makes any sense, okay? I'm not a preacher. I'm not a priest. I'm just a guy that believes in Jesus. That's like when you sit down and you say grace, all right, you're supposed to say in Jesus Christ's name, because Jesus Christ is the Son of God, but he's also the visionary of God. So I hope I helped you out on that, son, sand, fuck off, F-U-C-K, whatever the fuck your name is. I wish there was more I could do for the world, you know. Moses definitely had some divine intervention when he split the Red Sea. Yes, he did. Peter's walking contradiction. Okay, so I contradict myself all the time. I'm glad to know that. I just said that if I don't have the story correct, don't, slander me. But that guy, I guess he decided to. The world we live in is bullshit. The only person you can trust is yourself and Jesus Christ. And when you figure all that out, then you might be able to get shit straight in your life and do what you're supposed to do. We've been on this situation now for a while. It's already 10:17. Why did the Ukraine president buy his parents a $20 million mansion in Florida? Who the fuck knows? Let me ask you this. Why does anybody give a shit? Why do we sit here and worry about the small shit? Who cares if some guy bought a fucking house in Florida for $20 million? Is that guy in your world? Did he take your money to do it? Okay, I shouldn't have asked that because then someone's going to say, yeah, they did. They took my tax dollars. Well, you got to pay taxes anyway. When someone says, that's my tax dollars paying for that. Okay. So what are you going to do? Stop paying taxes? You're going to go to prison? You're going to go to jail? I mean, I don't know what the fucking deal is. You're going to have to pay taxes anyway. So saying that is stupid. Hebrews 1, God calls the Son God. All right, you're going to have to explain that a little better, closer. I guess you should tell God then, since he foretold Emmanuel, YHVH in the flesh. Comments are going really quick here, guys. I'm really sorry. You should either take up preaching or psychology. Yeah. I used to have people call me on the phone and ask me, how much would you charge to call the credit card companies and get my credit card bills down? And I said, well, I don't do that. Because I actually helped a couple people that owed like $30,000 on credit cards. And then I got on the phone and I talked to them and I got them down to like $7,000. If they paid the $7,000 of it, they'd mark it all clean and shit. You can do that, by the way, just to let you know. If you have a high credit card bill, start calling your credit card companies and tell them that you're broke and almost homeless. And what would it take for me to pay you off to get this off my credit report? And they will do it. Doesn't take somebody to pay somebody to do something you can do yourself. Why don't I want to be a psychologist or a preacher? I'm going to tell you why. Because you don't need a psychologist. You don't need a preacher. All you need is to look in the fucking mirror and buck it up and do it yourself. That's why it's called DIY, auto school. That's what the meaning of DIY means. Do it yourself. Fuck the psychologists. I wouldn't be a psychologist if I made $1 million motherfucking dollars a week. Psychologists suck. They're the ones that need psychiatric help, not you. You're just the dumbass that goes to them and pays the high dollar expense to sit there for 30 minutes and tell them your fucking sorrows. They don't give a rat's shit about you. They don't care one bit about you breaking down and crying. The only thing they care about is that little timer that they just hit and that $250 a fucking hour that you're paying them. Psychiatrists are almost in the category of fucking lawyers, dumbass. Now, being a priest, I can't be a priest. I don't know the knowledge of priesthood or preacherhood. I would get up there and make myself look like a fucking jackass. If I was a priest or a preacher, I would get up there and people would think that I'm hollering and screaming at them. I would scare them out of church. Okay? Because this is how I talk. I talk loud. Why do I talk loud? So you can fucking hear me. I couldn't be a preacher. I'm sorry. So those two categories are out. Joe Mama says there's only one person crying right now. Let's see. Low Life Customs telling Pete. Howdy, Pete. Okay, Robert from Okie, Oklahoma. David Loist is with us. Most priests have no idea what the Bible says. Well, I don't know about that. I won't agree with that. You can't be a priest in a Catholic church without knowing what the Bible means and says. Okay, now Minnie's not a priest, and she knows pretty much everything about the Bible. So I don't agree with that. Now, if you're talking about a preacher, that's a different category. A priest is in the Catholic category, whereas a preacher, okay, is in let's say the Baptist church. Do you see what I'm saying? So there's a difference between a preacher. And I will agree with you on that comment. Preachers don't know the Bible like they should. Okay? I got a fucking letter in the mail, and I was going to use it on this video, and I just forgot all about it. I'll use it on the next one. And inside that letter, it was from some preacher out in Oklahoma, and it's like a 7 or 8 pen. Like, Pete, this is Richard Roberts. Contained in this letter is special oil ointment that I have preached over, and God, as my witness, has made this the special ointment that will save your life and turn you into what you want to do. Open the packet and put it on your forehead. And then at the end of the letter, and by the way, I want $2,000 to keep preaching. Can you send that to me now, motherfucker, piece of shit, scumbag, asshole, fuckface, cocksucker, two-ball bitch. Mama's in the kitchen cooking red hot shit. My brother's in jail. My sister's in hell. My mama's on the corner saying, pussy for sale. Yeah, let me send you some money, bitch. Low Life Custom says, funny. Do you chew nicotine gum? No, I don't. I did chew nicotine gum when I quit smoking, and I quit chewing nicotine gum. I don't have any nicotine in my body at all. Snake oil. Top tier Christian hate. Send money because the new tires for my Cadillac just cost. Yeah, okay. My friend Pete, your friend Pete, we got to go, guys. Take it easy. I got work to do. We got a Camaro to get complete front end on. I got to go get Minnie. She needs to help me put the hood on without cracking the windshield. And we won't be working on the Baja. But what we will be doing is painting a steering wheel that you can see over there and all this miscellaneous stuff today. And the Baja will have to go outside because we can't get in my paint booth because there's snow all over the ground. So I will have to paint it right here. I actually had a question. I'll go ahead and answer this if this guy is watching. A comment that said, how can you paint in your shop without getting overspray everywhere? Well, if you look over in the corner there, I actually got an exhaust fan set up right next to where I paint, and it sucks all the fumes out. So if you are wanting to paint in your garage or your shop, I suggest that you build a exhaust wall to get rid of all your fumes. That's how I do it. This is Pete, my friend Pete, your friend Pete, walking back in here now and telling everybody out there, only one thing in life matters. Only one thing matters. And we'll see if you can understand this. Aunt Jemima. That's what matters. Aunt Jemima, bitch. Aunt Jemima. She fed a lot of hungry people before she was put in the trash, didn't she? Take it easy. Remember my artwork, and always remember one thing: thumbs up, thumbs up. I don't give a fuck if you're a subscriber, but I need thumbs ups. Thumbs ups.